YouTube, welcome to Mose Knows. I'm your host, Mose. We are back at it with our team mock drafts. We are on episode 3. We heading down to H-Town. We are going to select prospects for the Houston Texans in the 2022 NFL draft. We're going to do a mock draft. We are going to mock them up some players, see how the draft would shake out for them. Listen, a lot of changes down in Houston. All the names that the last familiar name is gone. No DeAndre Hopkins. No JJ Watt. No Justin Reed as of free agency this year. And now, no Deshaun Watson. He's finally been traded. He is out of Houston. He's in Cleveland. And now the full rebuild begins. Houston can finally move off of and move away from the Deshaun Watson saga. That dark cloud of the past year and a half is now off. I mean, they still got some other skeletons in their closet that they need to fix up, but at least that there's one less problem off of their plate. Now they can move forward and they can kind of rebuild this team the way they want to. And we're going to start by helping them do that with this mock draft. So let's jump right in. We're going to select the Houston Texans. We want 7 rounds. We want fast because we don't care about what anybody else is doing. And go. Aiden Hutchinson, Kyle Hamilton. And now we are on the clock. I told you on episode 2 that the draft don't really shake out the same way every time. Now, I drafted Aiden Hutchinson number 1 in episode 1. In episode 2, I took Kayvon Thibodeau. Now, it would have been cool if the computer took Kayvon Thibodeau here, because it's like I'm, following up, what I did in previous episodes. But this is also what I love about doing the mock drafts, because the draft engines are different. They're going to give you different results every time. And it helps you kind of see different options of what could possibly happen. So the Lions take Kyle Hamilton number 2. And that leaves Kayvon Thibodeau on the board for us. I mean, if we take a look at what the Texans did in free agency, they did a lot. I mean, a lot of it was re-signing some of their own players. A lot of re-signing. They were able to maintain Desmond King, Christian Kirksey, Malik Collins, Chris Conley, Royce Freeman. But they didn't do anything free agency wise to really, really move the needle. So if we're taking a look at their depth chart, I mean, the needs are edge, corner, safety, offensive tackle, QB, wide receiver, interior offensive line, running back, linebacker, tight end, corner. It's a lot of needs. So where could we go? I mean, we could go offensive tackle. I mean, whoever our quarterback is, whether it's Davis Mills, whether they make a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo or Baker Mayfield or, Marcus Mariota they sign, whoever it is, we're going to need to protect them, right? I think this edge rush class is deep enough where you don't have to go Kayvon Thibodeau here at 3. Is he a generational pass rusher? Is Kayvon Thibodeau like a Myles Garrett where you have to take him number 1? I don't think so. I like Kayvon Thibodeau. Don't get me wrong. I think he will be a solid and productive pass rusher. But is it necessary to take him here in such a deep edge rush class? You can find pass rushers late first round, second round, third round. This is a deep pass rush class. I think you have to protect your quarterback. We have Laramie Tunsil on one side, but that right tackle spot is a little shaky. Now, on the flip side, do you want to take an Evan Neal Ike Ekwonu and a Charles Cross right here to play right tackle, knowing that they're likely left tackle and they're going to want to play left tackle in the league. I still think you do. Because if you want to be competitive, you got to protect your quarterback. If you want to see if Davis Mills, who had a pretty decent rookie year last year, can progress and get better, then I think you have to go offensive tackle here. Because if you don't go offensive tackle here, the top tackles are going to be off the board by the time you're back on the clock at pick 13. And I see some edge rushers here where I think we can get later. Or, I'm lying. I forgot about my man. Okay. Because I'm going Kayvon Thibodeau right here. And I'll tell y'all why when we get to pick 13. I hope it works out for me. I'm going Kayvon Thibodeau right here. Because, yes. Okay. Here's why I went Kayvon Thibodeau. Because as you see, all the other pass rushers went off the board. Now, David Ojabo is here, but unfortunately, and I hate this time of year. I love this time of year, but there are things about this time of year that I hate. And I hate when these young players are about to realize their dream at the highest level and there's a setback. Thankfully, he's in good spirits. He understands that, God's got him. He's covered by the grace of God. He's going to be back better than ever. But unfortunately, David Ojabo tore his Achilles at the Michigan Pro Day. So he may be able to return. They were talking about the advancements in medicine, the advancements in some of these surgeries and procedures. And the example that they gave was Cam Akers, where he similarly in the summertime, right around this time, tore his Achilles, but he was able to have surgery, rehab, and he was able to make it back when the Rams were in a tight playoff run. He was able to provide them a spark from the running back position, towards the end of the season and in the playoffs. And look at Cam Akers. He's a Super Bowl champion now. So while I feel the injury will affect David Ojabo a little bit, I think he's still a first-round talent. He may slip to the second round where, a team will take a chance on that injury. But we do need to address that offensive line. But I went Kayvon Thibodeau there because he was the best on the board. And since we already have a left tackle in Laramie Tunsil, I felt it would be redundant to draft a left tackle and move him to the right side, knowing eventually they're going to want to move to that premier left tackle position. And this could be very well the same thing for this guy that I'm about to select. But based off of what I've seen, I feel like Trevor Penning is going to find a home on the right side of the ball. And when you're talking about rebuilding a team, you want to establish culture. You want to establish a mentality. Trevor Penning is the embodiment of nasty. Like, just put on, if you haven't been paying attention, if you haven't had time to just throw the TV on and just take a look at these prospects, go to YouTube and look up Trevor Penning Senior Bowl. Just watch his Senior Bowl highlights. He started a fight almost after every rep. And not because he was out of control or stuff. Like, he was manhandling dudes. He's gritty. He's tough. He's nasty. All within the confines of playing football. But he's that tough-minded offensive lineman that don't take no shit. Let's just keep it a buck. Trevor Penning don't take no shit. And he's going to take your helmet and he's going to put your face in the dirt and he's going to mush it down in the turf. And he's going to keep doing it. And he was tossing guys around, throwing guys down, putting all his body weight on them. And it was all legal. Nothing was after the whistle. He's not a dirty player, but he's a tough, physical, nasty player. I think you bring him in and you help change that culture in Houston. He slides in right at the right tackle position. I'm going Trevor Penning here at 13. And that should be all of the first round picks for Houston. And we are back on the clock at pick 37. Okay, so we took care of edge. We took care of tackle. Do we want to get a quarterback? Because Desmond Ridder is still on the board. I know we might like Davis Mills, but do we want to bring in some competition? That's tough. We could go corner. That's a need. Kyler Gordon is here. We could add another wide. I know we got Brandon Cooks and Nico Collins, Chris Connolly, Philip Dorsett, but we can add 6'4", 210-pound Christian Watson who ran a 4.3. Ooh wee. We got Malik Collins. We got Ross Blacklock, Roy Lopez. I think we good defensive tackle, but DeMarvin Leal is here. Safety is an issue. We have Terrence Brooks and Eric Murray, but we did lose Justin Reed. Lewis Seen is here from Georgia. Jalen Petrie from Baylor is still on the board. I think we go corner. I think we need to improve in that area. I'm going to go Kyler Gordon from Washington. I like that for them. I mean, yeah, we brought back Desmond King, but he's getting a little bit up there in age. We got Lonnie Johnson Jr. on the outside. But maybe we try him at safety. Maybe not. But I still think you need to add some depth in that cornerback room. So Kyler Gordon is good depth if you ask me. Now we could stay here. We could stay on the defensive side of the ball and go safety. We could add another edge rusher. You can never have enough edge rushers. You can go Josh Pascal out of Kentucky. Tight end is a need way down the line. You can add Trey McBride. Interior offensive line, we got Dylan Parham and Darian Kennard. Kingsley and Igbare if we want to add another edge. A lot of good names. Let's see what's available. Safety. So it must have been a run on safeties. Oh, my guy from Illinois, Kirby Joseph, went at pick 64. I like Nick Cross, but 68 may be a little bit too early. Let's go back to all. Isaiah Spiller from Texas A&M. Yeah, we brought back Royce Freeman, but we can add somebody caliber of Isaiah Spiller to that running back room. Young, fresh legs. Pause. Oh yes, a lot of good names later on down this board. I'm for the value and where it's at, I'm gonna go Isaiah Spiller at Texas A&M. Keep him in Texas, so he should be comfortable there. We're back on the board here at pick 80. Still maybe a little bit too high for the safeties, but I think we add some more depth on the edge. Again, you can never have enough pass rushers. I like Drake Jackson out of USC, so I'm going to take him here at 80. Moving right along. We are almost back on the clock at pick 108. Maybe we can take one of the safeties there, and Nick Cross is off the board. But Dane Belton from Iowa is still here, who I like. Brian Cook from Cincinnati. JT Woods, one of my favorite safeties this year. The value might not be there for JT Woods right now, but I feel like at this point, if you like a guy, go get him. And I think you can always use a ball hawking safety. I feel like this value is incorrect for JT Woods. I feel like he should be a little bit higher. Again, he's at Baylor, so he can stay right there in Texas. JT Woods, 6 interceptions last season, including 2 in the Big 12 championship game. He's a ball hawking safety. He's going to help you turn the ball over. With the 2 pass rushers that you added, You're going to need somebody on the back end who can get the ball. I'm going JT Woods. I like him that much. And see, look, even Brian Cook went before Dane Belton. So if you like a guy, see, this is the Draft Network's value, but a lot of these guys, their value is going to be different from team to team. And based on, my scouting and what I've seen on tape, JT Woods, his value is much higher than what's listed here. So again, ball hawking safety who knows how to get his hands on the football and turn it back over to his offense. All right. So our top 4 needs have been met. I don't think we're going to get a QB in this draft. We've got a running back. Let's take a look at some of the wide receivers. I mean, do we want to take all Texas products? Because I can go Tyquan Thornton, who ran what? Was it Tyquan Thornton who ran the 4.26 or 4? Somebody ran a 4.23 and somebody ran a 4.26. But we can go Tyquan Thornton. He brings that speed. Again, another Texas kid. Keep these guys in the same area. I know you want to go out and you want to look for other players, but listen, I think Tyquan Thornton would be a solid pick right here. Let's just take a look at some other positions. Interior offensive line, Cade Mays is here. He's a familiar name in these later rounds. So, do you go Cade Mays? Reggie Roberson from SMU is here. Chris Paul. If we want to go a different name, I feel like we already... No, we didn't. Let me take a look at my picks. Yeah, we got offensive tackle. We didn't touch the interior. Yeah, let's go Chris Paul. Again, got to be able to protect your quarterback. Got to be able to open up lanes for your running back. Let's go Chris Paul and get some depth on that interior offensive line. Back on the clock at 2:05. And Tyquan Thornton is still here. I'm going to get him. Speed is undeniable. And I'm going to just draft all Baylor for the Texans. Because I think it was Kalen Barnes who ran the... Wasn't it Kalen Barnes? Yeah, Kalen Barnes ran the 4.23. And I think Tyquan ran the 4.26. So them Texas boys got speed. And I think Houston is going to need that. So with this late round pick, you can get a Kalen Barnes. He can add depth in the cornerback room. But with speed that fast, he can also help you on special teams. I'm just drafting. I wonder what Texans fans think, because I'm sure some Texans fans are also Baylor fans. But I literally just drafted 3 Baylor players for the Houston Texans. I mean, that's how the draft shook out. I think they're all great players. There's some development that is needed, absolutely, but I think they're all great players, if you ask me. So we're on the clock here at 2:45, and then this may be our last pick here in the draft. So we got wide receiver, we got interior. Do we want to get linebacker for depth? Let's go. If we do, let's go Zacoby McClain from Auburn. And that should wrap up the draft for us. All right, let's take a look at our picks for the Houston Texans. 10 picks in total. At number 3, we take Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon. Based on how the draft shook out, he was on the board. And since we have the 13th overall pick, instead of going offensive lineman early, we went best pass rusher. And then we took an offensive lineman that we feel we can slide into that right tackle position in Trevor Penning. Pick 37 in the second round, we take cornerback Kyler Gordon from Washington. At pick 68, we stay in Texas and go get Isaiah Spiller from Texas A&M. At pick 80, we select another edge rusher, Drake Jackson from USC. At pick 108, we stay in Texas and get JT Woods, safety from Baylor. At 183, we get Tulsa guard Chris Paul. At pick 205, we go to that Baylor well again with wide receiver Tyquan Thornton. And then 2 picks later, we get his teammate from Baylor, Kalen Barnes. And then at cornerback. And then at 245, we take linebacker Zacoby McClain from Auburn. That is going to do it. That is going to wrap up the 2022 mock draft for the Houston Texans. Texans fans, tap in with me in the comments section. Let me know how you think I did. Let me know what picks that you liked, what picks that you did not like. If you're new to Mose Knows, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I greatly appreciate you. Do me a few things. First, hit that thumbs up, especially if you like the draft. Let me know. Even if you didn't like the draft, just hit the thumbs up. I mean, the thumbs up to say that you liked the video, but then in the comments, you can say, I like this, but I didn't like this. You know, it works together. Then after you do that, hit the subscribe button. Become a subscriber. Join the Mose Knows family. Listen, once you're family, there's nothing you can do about it. I love you. And then after that, take another 2 seconds and hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time new content drops right here at Mose Knows. This is episode 3. We got 29 to go. We're doing all 32 teams. We are going to the 4th team in the draft order, which is the New York Jets. Jets, Jets. You guys can also get in contact with me on my social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I will link all of those social medias in the description below. And I can't wait to meet you guys again in episode 4. Y'all take it easy.